A musician should not be broke. Music, dance, drama, creativity. In my mother's womb, I used to go. Ever heard of a musical MC? That's me. We care less about too many lyrics. We leave it actually to the soloists. Today, I speak 16 languages, courtesy of those languages. I sang ni wara, Nono, before I know it. All the choirs have sung it and they've made it their own. Right now, they're not even playing my own. Have you ever sat next to somebody who sings off-key, dances off-key, speaks to you and they tell you, Najwa kuimba, then you listen to their voice, you're like, Ma, who's that? Those people are called tone deafs. I am the doctor of tone deafs. My name is Hellen Akoth Mtawali. Anybody who wants to sing, speak to me. I am a specialist of music. And apart from just music, I have worked for Daystar for a long time. Usiniulize ni miaka ngapi, lakini ni kama hizo. Umeziona vidole? 30 years. I studied at Daystar University. I am glad I went to Daystar University because that's where I started nurturing my music gift. I was a singer, yes, but I needed to align my music, be able to know how to transfer the information I know, impart somebody else's life. So I have been teaching at Daystar University. Apart from just teaching, I also work with corporate affairs. So corporate affairs, I work as an assistant marketing officer, special projects. I know how to fundraise using music. So I sing. We've done several tours in the US to fundraise for Daystar University. Sing, do concerts. After that, proceeds come to Daystar and they sponsor somebody who has not been able to pay for their education at Daystar University. Apart from that, music, dance, drama, writing, and creativity goes a long way and actually partners in music. So those 5 disciplines have a lot of jobs around. So apart from just teaching and marketing, using music to market Daystar, there are other things that I do around music. And again, they actually circle themselves in those 5 things I've said: music, dance, drama, creativity, and writing. Have I always been musical? In my mother's womb, I used to go. My mom used to say that I used to beatbox and my leg is there, my hands are there, you know, like that. Which means that she used to say that I really used to make her feel good because she would know when I'm troubled, the music would start in the stomach. I started singing in my mother's womb, you know. But technically, professionally, I started when I joined Daystar University in 1989. Some of you are not even a prayer item in your mother's womb. But that's when I started now doing music professionally. Singing, even in nursery school, I used to sing. And my teachers used to love me because if they wanted music during assembly, they would pick up on me. The last gig I did was on the 20th of May, 2024. Emma Awards. I was the MC. Ever heard of a musical MC? That's me. So I don't just MC and speak to you. No, I use music to actually fill the whole place with ambience, presence for music and entertainment. So that's what I'm good at. Emma Awards just the other day here. What is truly authentic African music? Any person who mentions African music, I think about our mother tongue. I think about a language that speaks to a community, a language with which people hear and they react. It changes their lives. Therefore, if you were to ask me, I think about Luo, Giriama, Kikuyu, some of the languages that we speak that are so authentic to us. What is obvious about African music is characteristics. And one of the characteristics, there's no African music without clapping. There's no African music without involvement. African music is involvement. It's not just for the singer and the composer, it's for us. So when you're writing music, write it knowing that you must create a section for us to join in. Even if it's just go, it has to be music that engages us, which means in terms of content, we are not content sensitive. We care less about too many lyrics. We leave it actually to the soloists. Soloists ways imba hizo vitu zote wanataka kuimba, sisi tunakuja tukasema awer kumanade awer kumanade makata garibende onge, sisi audience utaimba onge rutilo bada legisa turobira makoda chegni katanino wewe soloist imba vitu zako zote. Call response also is another characteristic of African music, which is fantastic. Our regalia, our attire comes along also with our music. If it's not the way we dress, it's not African. And of course, definitely there's our color, how we look, how we engage in music. Start any African music to a South African, they will go sisi kelele African, they go ready to sing, whether they know it or they don't. And that is why we're not people, we are an oral culture. And an oral culture means that simplify it for the sake of all of us. Make it complicated for the sake of you. So repetition, very, very eminent in our music. Clapping and involvement, engagement. And we don't even think in terms of linear. We think in terms of a circle because it was communities for all of us. Think of a circle. Our musicians used to stand in the middle and people surround them. No microphone, no nothing, and we surround them and we sing. We participate. African music is participation. African music is speaking and being simple, but yet very powerful. I think of passion, passionate singing. Think of a luo ule amesikia wimbo unatoka huko kali sana, unatoka ndani cha tumbo, unatokelezea kwa mdomo huku, mtu nikisasikia hiyo, they feel like, you know what, you are making me part of your music. Music making is actually a process in Africa. It's not just your song. Write your song, sing it. When it gets to me, it's my song. That's why ngima lomba hata tujui composer ni nani. Ni wara nono gwenwala, at least mimi nilikuwa, you know. So it is ours. And I sang ni wara nono gwenwani lambo before I know it. All the choirs have sung it and they've made it their own. Right now, they're not even playing my own. They're playing somebody else's ni wara nono. Music is a process in Africa. Do the youths today appreciate authentic African music? I would say yes and no. It depends on where somebody's been brought up. If you're brought up, today there's a lot of intermarriages. So sometimes there's this thing of confusion is the beginning of your wisdom. So sometimes people get confused, they don't know which to appreciate. And at some point, there's a problem with tribalism here in our country. And that made people want to showcase themselves as, you know, I am neutral. Don't associate me to the Kikuyu people. Let me just bump into it. Okay, I will receive them. But this is one thing I love about Kikuyus and their music. From their roots, maybe from Mau Mau people, or from, I don't know from which roots, but the Kikuyu community are so engrossed, deeply engrossed with their music and with their culture, that if you go to the US, you will even find service ya Kikuyu, where it's Texas, but kuna service ya Kikuyu. This is a guy who has grown up in the US, wanging for you guys. Do you know something? I just love the way where I come from. I come from Muranga. Do you know Muranga? But when it comes to Kikuyu, they'll speak authentically as a Kikuyu. Jawajo Luo mulikuwa wapi? Jaluo atasahau. Na sitaki kupoint fingers. Nimepoint kweli. But the authenticity, I think the Maasai people and the Kikuyu people have been able to send that through generations. And I admire and covet that everybody would do that. Then there are certain traits of us that will belong to us that we can be able to hold on to that are very precious. What is Africa Online Vocalist? It is a school that I started online during Corona, COVID-19. When it hit us, entertainment just came to a standstill. But people still wanted to learn. So the government approached me and asked me, Hellen, could you teach us through Nairobi Performing Arts Studio? So I was able to give information, teach students still like a normal school during that time. But then after, we would only give them 4 lessons So phone lessons was not good enough. Some people would come back to me and say, Hellen, could you please help us? Phone lessons was good, but I think my daughter is interested. Can you go further? That's when I started Africa Online Vocalists. I've been able to reach so many people online, able to reach people from the US, UK, in Africa, countries like Nigeria, Benin, Cameroon, Uganda, Burundi, Kenya. I've been able to get people from Tanzania. So I tried it like a joke, but it became something big that almost bypassed me. And I'm glad I also partnered with Photomagic at that time, I tell you. And Photomagic was able to broadcast some of the things that we do in class, being able to showcase us, and it went on viral. Before I knew it, I was teaching people online. And today it has also helped me be able to explore distance learning. And I don't have to be the teacher, even up to 8-year-olds. I started like Anna Words company, but later on, when I started getting 8 to 9-year-olds who ideally, the internet is not as friendly to them, we have to be very careful. I ended up having parents who asked me to do training. So today, I do a lot of training online. My heroes in African music include Miriam Makeba, the late. Miriam Makeba stood out for me because of our authentic isiZulu, Ndebele, and Xhosa music. And I think one of her songs she did that caught my ears was the click song. It used to be like this son and the koi koi who speak and they're like, they are just annoyed all the time. I was able to identify with this language group from South Africa, which later on introduced me to other African musicians. I will not forget also from South Africa, Rebecca Malope. Why South Africa? I'm Kenyan, but I would hail South Africa because South Africans have a way of singing that is very, I think because of apartheid, very passionate. So if you want to show someone how to sing passionately, introduce them to South African music, they become passionate. Even without you telling them, they will just see it from them, hear from them, and all the way. African Americans are also like that. And I know there's a point in time in my life where I just loved African American music and I thought there was no good music apart from African American music until I met my mentor, Dr. Roberta King. I think he's around Kenya now. She asked me at some point to teach her, to help teach her choir, Nairobi Baptist, the then. And when she exposed me to that, I realized that I had the gift of teaching. Slowly, I also started appreciating African music because you tell me, Hellen, come and teach us this. Can you write a song about this? Can you come and, So slowly I started saying, wow. So I get value because of this African music, and slowly I started appreciating music. Today, I speak 16 languages, courtesy of those languages that I learned, the musics that I learned from those different language groups. On Monday, I met Hindus in this event. And if it was not this song that I sang for Hindus, I'm telling you, I would not have been popular in that event. So as I serenaded people, welcomed people in the event, I just saw an Indian and I went, Meri Zindagi Savari Mujhko. All the Indians stood up and they applauded for me and they sang with me. So for me, in my school, part of what you're going to learn, languages from different parts, so that I will just not impact myself, but I will impact many other people. I don't know whether people know the TikTok, a baby called Angel Pamela. Today she's a millionaire, scores a lot of millions of views on TikTok, courtesy of the fact that she can sing in different languages. Another TikToker is Sheila Ligeo, who today people listen to, was an innocent girl, very timid and afraid, but today she gets a lot of likes. The fact is because she's very versatile. The men I think I like Selif. No, wait, there's this Nigeria. Chinekeme, Fela Kuti. Oh yeah, I know Fela Kuti, they speak some of the words they speak in the song. No, very good. Oh yeah, but that's an authentic person though. That one you listen to him, I feel like, this one authentic. People in Nigeria don't know the person. Can't you see the way even me, I don't get influenced? Can't you hear me speaking Niger? I dey speak it because I listen to Nigerian music. The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion, the yaga, zobu. When I know it like that, later I start speaking the language until the people from the place wonder, Hellen, are you Kenyan really? Don't you have inside blood for Nigeria? Or that's the reason why. Hellen Akoth, may God bless you. People in Nigeria speak about you all the time. Another one, that flavor. That one is for today, flavor. Apart from writing the song, the way you make the video, everybody should learn from flavor. In terms of color, in terms of the way the scenes change. Chineke flavor. You're reigning. All the Nigerians should know that there's something you have impacted people in. That's the nice West African singer in Congo. Bazamoto Congo. Fali pupa. Fali si kwamba napenda wimbo zako ati ni content nini. Whatever you do with music, it's Fali, Kofi. Those two people, I tell you, I think Diamond learned a lot from these guys. Now, problem is Congolese. You people, Parisians, actually interfered with your life. Now, instead of living the almost authentic Congolese, mmekuwa wazungu. Bazungu bakutoka huko, bakongomani beba mnajenga kila kitu, fasi mnachukua hiyo kitu yote ya kutoka Paris mpaka culture yenu inakuwa ni kama ya bazungu. Hata rangi yote inatoka rangi ya Afrika inakuwa ya bazungu. Hapo ndio iko shida, lakini muziki yenu iko ya ndani, iko ya vraiment kabisa. Keep it up, man. When I started my conversation in this video, I mentioned that there are 5 disciplines related to music. So no wonder if you find a musician called they're gifted, there's something about gifting. Musicians are able to balance between all these 5 disciplines: music, dance, drama. That's why you can actually look at Diamond and wonder why he's a good dancer. It's in the blood. Once you identify yourself as a musician, you realize that there are a lot of things that will come to play. You realize dance will come in. You realize creativity and drama, because you have to express. It's all about emotion. You're not just speaking. Musicians will just not speak. They will try to create life in the words that they speak. There is creativity. This outfit, you ask me, I didn't have a designer. I designed myself. Most musicians are great designers. You look at them, how they dress up, and some of them are probably helped, but you realize that they are fantastic designers. It's in their head, because music is in the area of creativity. Last but not least, writing. That's why a Kamba will write a song on the spot. Listen to a speaker about nimeona mtu amebeba kamera anachukua interview na wimbo imema. And already the song is there. They're always thinking of what's next and what next. That way, in the verge of doing that, you realize that you become a creative. And in the creative industry, those 5 disciplines, for now, are related. Those are 67 jobs in the play. A musician should not be broke. And to keep broke, it's because you like it. And don't even question a musician when they do much more than what you have entitled them to give. You've entitled me to become an assistant marketing officer, but when I get there, there's entertainment they require. Don't lose me. You'll find me there, because it's a crowd. We get excited when we see crowds, and that already will come to play. And before I know it, I will not stand in front of people looking shagala bagala. I want to look stylistic. And therefore, my creativity will come in. How do I look? How do I stand out? And that's why most musicians, as they grow older, it's like they become refreshed all the time, because they find out, they rejuvenate themselves. And sometimes even the people are the ones who cause them to do that. In the verge of finding out the new thing, the newest thing, what's my new? What will you do in 5 years' time? I discover. And we are people who do research. When we write our songs, we do research. And research is also accompanied. And as you continue doing research, you realize that you'll find out the newest dance styles, find out the newest dressing styles. And sometimes we are the people who actually come up with the new style. You see me like this, I will remove it and probably put it here. I'll remove it and divide it into two, and it becomes my earrings, because we are always discovering. One time I had 2 earrings, then I lost one. When I lost one, and it was a hook, I was like, no, this can actually become a headgear. So it immediately became my head bling. And before I know it, everybody was blinging their head. My belt became shorter, and it was blinging. I was like, what about this? I put it in my head. Before I know it, somebody else, actually I realized, even Burundian culture and Rwandese, they put something on their head. So there's a way in which there usually is a flow from what you do one to the next. That's why they call us the gifted. If you want to join Africa Online Vocalists, go to Facebook. On Facebook, we have a page there. Join us. You'll see a lot of videos from some of our students. I remember saying that I started as an award. I hope I can bring that back. But later on, 8 to 9 year olds, because of one 4-year-old who joined my program, it brought in children. And now for children, I had to be a little aware. So I ended up being a training rather than just awards. So that you also want to make sure that you're nurturing those who are coming up. So you don't just give them awards for the sake of awards. Currently, we have another awards coming up. And the awards is a conjunction between Kenya, Namibia, and South Africa. It's called Sing International Awards. Those of you who have not been celebrated, this is a chance for you to be celebrated. If you know, or if you think that you have not been celebrated, send your videos over. Send me links of where people actually serenade you and join us. Joining in is only 3,000 shillings. What you need to do is find me on 0727 980 156. There's a conversation. We must serenade you. Some of the ways that I teach tone deafs to sing is, as long as you can talk, you can sing. We have up to 67 vocal techniques. One of them that I love to do is Angom machando pachi, angom midwaro wachona, ngat manigiteko machalo kodi, oknyal bedo ngamitie kogi satan, angeyo ni dwaro mondo amediteko, mayengat machalna de chalna. Chalna de